August 27th, 2017. We're experiencing in America this incredible storm that's happening down here in Texas. Just a couple things to point out on this College of DuPage radar. You'll see this flash right in here, which I believe is part of the creation of keeping that storm right there, along with lots of other stuff. And look at this weird line in the storm here that seems to be different than the rest of the churning patterns around this way. See how these are turning, and then it's like these, I guess it's like several sort of lines, but this one majorly coming in there. Okay, let's unzoom from there. There's a couple other weird things happening with the radar, and this is only a 1 hour loop. Here's the, oh, I guess it's more than a 1 hour. It looks like a 4 hour loop. So right where I live, right around here, it's supposed to rain for the next like 4 days. But there's a couple things I wanted to point out about all this happening. Okay, so on this video, this is from 2012. They're talking about how Hurricane Isaac has an impact on oil prices. So if anybody's going to make the weather change, certainly the oil companies would want a part of that because they're going to profit. And they're doing the same thing with this hurricane now that's hitting Texas. Here on the CNN site, they're saying that Houston Weather Service says 12 tornadoes so far, and now it's raining 3 to 4 inches per hour. Look at this advertisement. Isn't that weird? Oh, nothing there going on. It's going to last 4 or 5 days, says Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner, who urged drivers to stay off the road. This is day 1. Oh, look at this lucky person. Mega Millions winner claims 393 million prize. That's off subject, just happens to be over on the side of my news thing here. The link for everything that I'll be putting on, I will have below. Okay, so this is from Tom Cool on oil price website, and it says here, as Hurricane Harvey, said to be the strongest hurricane to hit the United States in almost 10 years, quickly approaches the Texas coast. Now this is from August 25th. Energy prices are set to rise due to several facilities coming offline. And then here's a lot of information about that. So they already are letting us know that that's going to happen. Coincidentally, at the same time, tropical storm in China on August 27th, tropical storm Pakhar brought strong winds and heavy rains to Hong Kong and Macau on Sunday. Just 4 days, okay, get this for these poor people. Just 4 days after one of the strongest typhoons on record, Hato, caused serious flooding and damage in the territories and killed at least 10 people in the gambling hub. Both cities issued their third highest weather warnings, Storm Signal 8, early on Sunday as winds intensified and heavy rain lashed down, churning up rough seas and prompting alerts of serious flooding in low-lying areas. Hong Kong's Weather Observatory say winds occasionally reach storm force in the southern part of the territory and hurricane force on high ground in Lantau Island, west of the city where the airport was situated. Pacquiao's arrival comes as cities are still reeling from Hato. While Hong Kong escaped major damage, Hato devastated Macau, the world's largest gambling hub, killing at least 10 people, injuring 244, and exposing critical infrastructure flaws after it left the city without water and power for days. Pacquiao will land to the west of Pearl River Estuary in the next few hours, said Hong Kong Observatory, the territory's weather forecasting agency. The maximum sustained winds recorded at Nangping, oh, I'm not saying this right at all, Chung Chau and Cheklapkao were 140, 114, and 76 kilometers per hour, or 87, 71, and 47 miles per hour, respectively, with maximum gusts of 173, 136, and 110 kilometers per hour. This is happening at the same time as the one in Texas. So here on IntelliCast, we have this one in Texas going on, okay? And I'm going to move back. Those other circles are earthquakes. And we have this one here. Hitting Hong Kong. And this is pretty terrible here, too, right around India and Thailand. And then, on top of it, we have this earthquake here. 6.4 at Papua New Guinea and 6.6. Wow. Okay. So this is one of my favorite sites, RSOEEDIS. And they have at the top of it this map, and they have all these different little symbols for different things going on all over. And you can see there's the tropical storm in Texas. And then you can see this over here, Pakar in Hong Kong area. If you go, I'm just wondering what that is. But if you go down, biological hazard. So if you go down, then they have current emergencies, and this, of course, in Texas, and then this landslide that happened 2 days ago in Switzerland, which was devastating. That's pretty high level. So we'll go down, and here's all these different things that are just showing up on here. It doesn't mean they're the only things that happen in the world, of course. Critical infrastructure disruption in southern Texas. Sure. Excuse me. I found this also interesting. Non-categorized event in Cuba. Embassy of the United States. Okay, let's click on this. This will lead us to a summary, but here's the description. We'll click on it up here. At least 16 Americans listed in the United States Embassy. All right, let me try reading again. I'm sorry, I'm tired. At least 16 Americans linked with the United States Embassy in Cuba suffered injuries such as hearing loss while serving in Havana. The State Department said, provided on Thursday, the figure is the first accounting of what the United States government suspects was targeting of its diplomats. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has confirmed excuse me, that Americans serving in Havana began having symptoms that at first were unexplained but later found to be related. Diplomats first reported having problems late last year at the end of the Obama administration. It continued into the first months of the Trump administration. Initially, 5 Americans and at least 1 Canadian were reported to have been injured. The cause remains a mystery. The State Department suspects an acoustic attack, though the exact origin is still being investigated. The Cuban government has denied targeting U.S. diplomats and is cooperating with the probe, officials said. CBS News reported this week, I'm sorry, I got stuck on that word probe, reported this week that it had examined medical records of some affected diplomats. Doctors diagnosed, this is weird, brain injuries leading to nausea, hearing loss, headaches, and balance loss. Wow. In May, the U.S. expelled 2 Cuban diplomats in response to the incidents that apparently happened, among other things. In the Cuban government, housing provided 2 foreign diplomats. Although the State Department has not accused the Cuban government of being directly responsible for harming Americans, it says Havana failed in the Vienna Convention. I know I'm not saying that right. Obligation to keep foreign diplomats safe. Right. I haven't heard anything about that on the news. I don't know if any of you have, but that's interesting that that comes up August 26th, which is the balance turning point. It's right around 3 in the morning on August 26th here where I'm at, which is officially August 27th. Okay. So I wanted to make sure. I wanted to find out about any tsunami information, which here it says tsunami not observed. And also not observed in Alaska for the 4.2 earthquake that they had 47 minutes ago. Let's see if it says anything more on here under details. And bulletins. No tsunami threat to Hawaii. Well, what about the other area? So on this site, which is Japan Meteorology Agency, it says, this earthquake here, evaluation, there is a very small possibility of a destructive local tsunami. Estimation at the forecast points, no tsunamis with an amplitude of 0.5 meters or over are expected at any of them. However, some coasts, particularly those near the epicenter, higher tsunamis may arrive than our estimation. Authorities should be aware of this possibility. Which means that now you know about that, think about where you live, pay attention to whether or not you believe that it could happen, and if it could, get to higher ground, please. For me. For all of us. This link for the site is below. And I want to point out that over here on this side, they have a lot of information about tsunamis and what to do that you might want to just check out. Where the first wave arrived in minutes and what to do. And so you can click on here and you can find out information and protect yourself and your family, or teach your family how to protect themselves.